RC channel. Me and Papa finally got our big B-25. Got a chance to buy it from Facebook Marketplace used, and I couldn't pass it up. The plane is in perfect condition, basically.
Not bad.
And
well, let's explain to them why we pulled the trigger.
right.
Papa is getting older by the minute, and I told Wesley, I said, I don't think I have 2 years to wait for somebody else to bring one out.
Bring one out, and
So that's why we decided to pull the hammer on this one. And
it honestly, guys, after getting it in front of us, we've been pretty impressed with it. There are some things that we want to fix on it before we fly it, but the overall quality of this airplane is actually pretty amazing. And it's huge, if you can't tell. It is big. And, you know, we don't want to go to bashing anybody tonight. You know that we prefer not to shop where this plane comes from. But the airplane itself, if you've been really wanting a big B-25, I mean, this is about as best as it can get right now in foam. You know, there was always the Hangar 9, but that's balsa. It's a different planet than this one. And this plane comes in around $600, guys, as you see it sitting here, without a receiver in it, of course. And you get electric brakes, lights, flaps, bomb drop. I mean, you get all the bells and whistles you could ever want. But that being said, there are some upgrades that we're going to do to the airplane that we would recommend you do also before you ever flew this if you decide to get one. We're going to change the props to the FMS Tigercat props. We're going to have to go through the gear, which we'll show you that in a minute of why we're going to go through it.
the gear are
very good.
Very impressive. They just need just a little
bit more.
Just, you know, some metal here and there would be really good. But
it looks like the main gear too standed out, is it?
Slanted out.
Slanted out, is it? Yes. So Dave Kowalski's asking if, and that is because they're loose. We don't think this plane has ever been flown, but they are very wiggly. So we're gonna. That's one of the things we're gonna talk about on it. And like I said, guys, are you keeping the stock motors? We are, actually. Our friend Rich Baker has this airplane, and he flies his on the stock motors with the FMS Tigercat props on it, and he says it really wakes this airplane up.
And the props are just...
The props are very flimsy, and I think everybody we've talked to said if you change the props, it makes the plane fly a lot better because these are just so flimsy. And like I said, guys, we go into this knowing what we're getting into, and we want you to know we're going to review this plane fairly, but go into it knowing that part support's not going to be the easiest thing. There are some downfalls to the kit, but they can be fixed. And if you really want a big B-25, currently, this is your best option aside from going balsa.
Yeah.
And we like balsa here. We don't have anything against it. But when you can get a foam one that's ready to go for under $600 this size, it's hard not to do this. And when you see the details of this airplane as we get up close and personal tonight, I've actually really been impressed. Like, the foam parts of this airplane are really well done.
I will agree with Wesley. First I thought, you know, I've heard them bash the paint on it as far as the color. I've heard them bash the foam, and so far I'm going to put it, the foam or the airplane itself up to a free wing.
Yeah, the foam itself, guys, if you've been used to, you know, Flightline or any of the other, you know, E-Flight, the quality of the foam looks just as good in the finish.
Let me put it this way. I think this would be a hell of an airplane if Flightline built it.
Right.
And
the electronics were what we're used to.
And the gear that they would put in it, it would be worth every penny.
Yeah, but like I said, this one, for what it is, guys, we were really happy to get our hands on it. And after seeing one in person, I'd never actually seen this airplane in person either. It's a lot bigger than we thought it was going to be, too. And we're happy to have it, guys. And like I said, we're going to give it a fair review here on the channel, but we've already noticed some stuff that we're going to have to fix. And it looks brand new, like not joking. So let's start getting into this airplane, guys.
But
show you around it.
I'm going to give, we need to give a really good shout out to RC Informer.
For
doing such a, I think he did a wonderful job as far as showing what needs to be fixed on this airplane, how to fix it, to improve it. Now he doesn't have it on there to where he is changing out the
props and stuff. That's been some of the stuff he's done since.
But I'll give him a really.
If you do decide to get one, we would definitely recommend you watch his build video and the recommended stuff he does on it. We agree with 100%.
100%. And
Plastic,
I will be using his suggestions on this plane. Because
Victor, to answer your question on the retracts, just give us a little bit when we get the plane upside down. We're going to give you the full in-depth look around this airplane tonight. You can look at the retracts. You can look at everything. So I've got my walk-around camera so we can show you guys.
Let's pull the wings off.
We'll get there in a minute. Let's leave it together for right now. So Lori, let's go to the handy cam for a second, and we're going to just start giving you a little bit of a the overview of it. Now, like I said, guys, the foam quality on this airplane and the finish is actually really good. Yeah, we've been really impressed with it. Remember, ours is a used sample. We didn't get it right out of the box, and it still looks good. This plane is over a year old. But the guy that got it is taking good care of it. It's got plastic molded details for the scoops here under the wings. Now, don't mind the wires. I didn't hook them up for the wing halves, and we'll show that in a second. The radial engine detail is actually really good. I did take these off already and add some black in here.
Let's show them the flex on this.
Yeah, so this is why we're saying we change the props. They're very, very flimsy.
Take it from the side over here.
Yeah, look at that.
I mean, look how easy it is.
So this is why everybody says if you change the props to those FMS Tigercat props, that it takes a lot of the flex out and these props perform a lot better. It's not the motors themselves that were having a lot of issues, but we think it was that. And I'm sorry it's a little shaky right now, guys. I don't have stabilization on here. But once again, the gun detail is excellent. It's a little dirty right now. The Apache Princess, hey!
It's very scaled airplane.
Oh, Kermit Weeks. And this does not glue on, so I was able to unscrew these two screws, and then I painted the interior of this, and you can see it's actually a very detailed interior. And I was able to add the gray and paint the gun up a little bit. I added that wood box in there. It comes with the box, but I just painted it up to make it wood looking. And to give you the update on the cockpit, I've been trying to get this painted up a little bit too. So just to show you this. So I've been painting that in there, but it's all plastic, and this is the cockpit that comes in it. It's actually a really well-designed airplane.
And I'll agree with you. It looks like electric indoor props.
I mean, the props, I think the props is where the issues come from on it. But that just fits in there really nice. The finish on this airplane, too, I'm telling you guys, the fit on all of the panels, these are glued in. But all the panels, there's no gaps in any of this stuff. It's been a really good looking airplane. Yeah. This is where your electronics are stored for this airplane. So you twist the top and this pops out. And I have a servo checker sitting down in there because I was messing with the bomb bays and making sure everything worked. But it is a rat nest in there. But that's how that all goes. But like I said, this is as it comes out of the box. We haven't started modifying really, other than, like I said, this comes just green down in here. I did paint that.
And we think we're probably going to change this over to...
We're thinking we're going to do... we might change the paint job on it eventually, and you're talking what else?
No, I'm talking about the batteries.
Well, right now this is a 4S bird, as it says.
One 4S,
one 4-cell battery. But we are talking about converting it over to 6S eventually.
And we're taking the BEC out.
We're going to take the BEC out and run straight battery. Decal on the tail looks excellent.
I really believe this bird needs to fly on a 6-cell 5000. It needs to have its own battery pack for the onboard, the electronics on board instead of a BEC. So we're going to do that. We're going to do the upgrades on the retracts, which all that is to strengthen them up a little bit. And watch the video that was put out. We'll do that. And I think if you hit, I really believe if you strengthen up the gear.
These turn. You can actually move them. And
you hit on the mains every time. You have. I don't know if this would be a very good grass airplane. And the only reason I'm saying that is the ifs on the strength of the landing gear.
And this actually was closed better. I pulled them open. I didn't use a servo checker to open them, so these do close up nicely when they're under load.
I think the RC Informer says he flies this off of grass.
He does. And it has some of the most scale-looking gear retraction doors. So this little piece sticks down, and then this, I'll just pull it open to show you guys. This actually opens up, and then that retract goes up in there. And as it does, it pulls this door closed, and it seals up the bottom, just like the real airplane. This is really set up like the real airplane, guys.
But I believe...
There's you a good shot of the retract. Suspension, and it is metal, but it has plastic components on it. And then it also has... Try and get this in here without bonking it into everything. The lighting under here is pretty bad, but it has brakes. We'll flip it over here in a minute.
I do believe this model with the foam and the detailing that it is what people are asking for. It's the size we're asking for. This is the size I'm asking for.
It's what he's asking for. I don't know if everybody is, but yeah.
And
now one thing Rich recommended in his video that we agreed with is putting carbon tubes on the linkages. So there's a carbon tube on here now. Let's see if I can get in here. Carbon tube, and then we're going to go back. It's got tape on it right now, but we're going to put fuel tubing on this. But that really stiffened that up, because if you look at the flaps, look at the amount of flex in that tube. That's not good. So we'll have to probably fix that. But it does bind out up here, so in the up position it's not going to be a problem. But when it comes down, I think it's going to get pushed on kind of severely. But yes, carbon tubes everywhere to fix that. Wingtip light. It is a beautiful airplane, guys. I've really been impressed with it. And I haven't glued all the little scale bits on it yet, because Dad's going to take it home and Papa dot it. But I mean, all the little plastic details.
First thing Dad's going to
First thing we're going to do is we're going to get it flying. Once it's flying, then we'll go crazy on the customization.
I'm going to get everything trying to work,
all right, Laurie, front cam
properly on.
I'm going to walk back over there for a second. So, I do like how they designed the wing halves on this airplane, and we'll show you now. So the wing halves come off on the outside of the airplane. Just slide them down.
Yeah, okay. I got the part. Oh, it does slide.
Yep. Okay. So they just pop off like that. There's 2 screws on there. I didn't have them in there just for now. And now that we're going to get to kind of moving this airplane around so we can show you the bottom.
It would be pretty simple.
Pretty convenient to take apart at the field. So you've got 3 servo wires per side at the field. Did you have a question, Lori? Are you keeping the stock servos? You know, they are digital Metal Gear servos. We probably are going to just leave them in here because of how hard it would be to unbury them from the foam. I think we're going to go on and just leave the stock servos in this airplane. Could be bad, could be good. We don't know. So it's just...
Yeah, the problem is, guys, all this center section glues in.
It's all glued, and this is all glued, you know,
when you
so...
glue this baby in, it's there. So taking these out, we would have to try to unglue all this out of here to redo the... So,
and this airplane is still for sale. I see people saying this is an older airplane. It is an older airplane, and it is still for sale, and they sell it as either a kit or as almost ready to fly. recommendation from me, I'd buy the kit and put your own electronics in it. If I were building one from new. I would go with probably like the FMS 6S Tigercat motor setup in this. And, you know, I don't know if the kit comes with the servos yet, but if it doesn't, I'd probably put my own servos in the airplane too. But if it comes with the servos, you know, they're digital metal gear in here, so I'm going to just chance it and leave the ones that are in it, you know? They can't be that bad.
The only ones that I would, if I were to
change it, it'd be the elevator and the ailerons. And I wouldn't change any of the other ones, because there's a bunch in this airplane.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of servos in this one.
I forgot how many there's.
I don't remember either. So,
18 or 20 or something.
Can we use that little stand? I think we can. I think it'll set. Yeah, set it right here and right here.
I don't know if that's tall enough.
Yeah, if we're turning it upside, well.
I think you're gonna have to use that other stand.
The tail. I think we're gonna have to hang it off the back. We gotta figure out how to turn it over. And I tell you what, this is one heavy airplane.
It is a heavy airplane.
Is it in there?
Nope.
Okay, it's over here then. Let me get a stand out. Alright, now we're going to teamwork this just because it's kind of heavy and I think we're going to have to hang the tail.
I'm going to say this plane comes in about maybe 10 pounds.
We're going to have to hang the tail off the back.
Like that.
Alright, which way are you going?
That way.
That way? Alright. Flip it over so y'all can really get a good look at the gear. And try not to hit anything. You're going to probably come.
Okay.
There. Well, there's an antenna right here. Go forward a little bit. There you go. Right there.
Okay.
Are the props counter-rotating or do they
They are counter-rotating. To answer that question. So, we got the plane turned over. Let me get my handy-dandy walk-around camera again, so you guys can get a look at this. All right, Lori. Here we go. So, this is what I was talking about earlier. See how the gear door is actually attached here? So, as the gear goes up, this pulls. I don't know if you can actually see all this. This linkage goes down, and it pulls this gear door shut as it's closing. It's actually a really nice looking retract too. It's all metal. It's all metal here. Just some of these little bits, man, if they would have made these out of metal, they wouldn't have broke. But you can see
around these
see it, yeah, it really wiggles in there.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to take this apart to fix that.
We don't know if this is, we don't know what it's attached to or what we have to do to strengthen it up.
But it ain't going to work like that.
It's not going to work like that. And then another thing, it's loose in here.
So, you know, this is just stuff you got to check,
guys.
you know. This is your brake adjustment, because this does have electric brakes, just to give you that heads up. So these are the brake adjustment points. And they've got the wire that runs all the way up in there for the brakes.
But you know, the wheels are very scale.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just impressed as far as the scale of the wheels. It's just that if factor. You know, all this stuff. Why did it get loose? What can we do to fix it? It's what kind of reminds me. You said it. It's kind of like a dynamo.
It is, and it
just
is
a little bit.
It's kind of, you know, no offense to Dynamo or anything, but it's along the same plane as, you know, it's an airplane that nobody else make, and we really wanted it, and we're willing to spend the time to fix the issue. Same thing with the P-61. We really wanted a P-61. It was worth us to take the time to fix it.
This is not going to be one of those planes you take out of the box, put 10
and just go into it knowing it if you want that. And this is the Bombay. I'm probably going to end up painting it up. We're probably going to make Bombay racks in it. It's got one servo in the middle with a Y harness that comes off of it that pulls both of these doors closed and open. The inside of the doors are actually very well detailed. You can see that. They actually have the little holes. Let me walk around the other side of the table real quick. It does have 2 elevator servos. As you can see, they have both had the carbon rods added. They are stiff as a board. This is just tape though. We're going to change that to actual fuel tubing. This one doesn't have it. Guys, if you ever see one of these that doesn't have anything holding it around it, put some fuel tubing or something around that to make sure that doesn't come off. And the rudders are also under here. It's very well hidden though. They did plastic plates. I mean, the stuff they did, it's so close to being perfect. There's just some shortfalls.
That's what I'm saying. It was.
This is glued on right here. The guy that put it on with epoxy. and you can see it all in there. So it's a good epoxy joint there. I'm not worried about that.
And then this part, if you watch the build video, the
when you
last
build
thing
this
put in
airplane,
is
this center
this
section is one piece, and this falls in last after you've glued the wing on.
And you have to make sure that this is glued between here
And
and
now
here
that-
because it's weak. Well, you can see it right here. Here's another little problem, is that it's not giving as much, but if you don't glue it correctly, you push down on the nose, there'll be a gap going
Yeah,
in
because
and out
this
right here and right here.
piece between there is actually one block.
Yeah, so you really got to watch the glue.
This side's the same way. You can see the whole retract is moving. It's not the stick itself, it's the actual mount down in there that's moving. Which I can't get the camera in the right spot, but yeah, you get it. And it is loose this way too. So we got to fix that. Like I said, there's got a spar on here, but it still has play in it, which we'd like to take that play out of it. Anyway,
Now the
this is actually really
nose
neat.
gear is really scale, but it's got some weak points that Rich has pointed
already
out.
figured out for us.
This part right here, this is all plastic. There's no metal here, and it wants to break here, or it'll either break here, or it will start giving you a problem right here. And another thing is he put a spring on it, so when it goes, there's a spring from here to up here, so when it goes down, it'll pull it down like that and help.
Right,
it.
he added a little spring in there, so
Sometimes
we're going to do that
this
same thing.
So he's got that in there. The other part is this part right here that swivels. Let me look to make sure. This part right here tends to break. That swivels around the gear. So he shows you how to strengthen this up by wrapping it with wire. So does he do here. So you just really need to.
But it is actually really neat how, I mean, it's a pretty ingenious.
This is all this is scale. All this bends when it goes in and everything.
Yep.
This is not just
And then
plastic.
this is your shimmy dampener on the real airplane.
Yeah.
That's really neat. So, and then just like the real airplane, just to give you a shot of this, it is actually a metal trunnion retract in there. You can see it, but once again, it's a little loose. We need to get some of the play out of it, which won't be nothing for a modeler. You just got to model it. But something that's really neat on this. Oh, I didn't want you to extend that all the way
Oh, right.
because it's a pain. All right, so
Close.
as this comes down, you can see there's a strike plate here that actually strikes and pulls that so that you can hold the whole thing actually closes just like the real airplane does. Then that striker plate hits it, and it's really neat. So that's how that works. So you can see. So when a gear goes up, the doors actually close and leaves that striker plate down. It's really a neat thing.
You know, here's my thoughts. Okay, right now it's $500, but to me, $700 if this stuff was upgraded.
Right, I would be okay paying a little bit more to have
I would
all the pieces
possibly
be
pay
metal.
$700 for them to
Right.
put out this.
If
airplane.
LX were to do a V2 and have all of this stuff be metal,
strengthen
Strengthen
whatever
up
this
where
problem
that
is here,
goes.
when it gets to hit the landing gear, you
I guess I
strengthen
could.
this up.
we could actually open that up real quick for them too. Let me, oops, I hung on something. Yeah, just carefully just kind of do that. There you go.
I mean, you can see this whole. It
The
looks
whole-
like there's a piece. This all is attached. This is a plastic part here, guys.
But that plastic part's not attached. The actual tray itself.
I don't know how this. All this is attached to a plastic tray, and the plastic tray is what is loose. That goes to the foam or whatever it attaches to the bottom. So this whole thing is going to have to be taken out, looked at, maybe add balsa, maybe add something to whatever that attaches to get more strength to it.
Right.
Because you know as well as I do, that thing's going to take even if you hit it on the mains, it's going to push that back. And
It just needs to be tightened up. We'll
Tightened up.
get it fixed though.
yeah, we'll get
And
it
once
fixed.
again, guys, we've always told you we were going to be honest with you. This isn't an airplane that we were going into knowing that we were going to go out and go, oh, y'all got to buy one, you got to buy one. This one's for a guy that wants a B-25 and is willing to put the time in. I think this is a fantastic start.
And that's
Just-
where Papa's at.
Right.
Because there may be some other people going to build this, but it could be 2 years before you
Could
see
be
it.
5 years, could be 10
5
years. We
And
don't
I
know.
just don't have the time. So I'm going to be
And
the
Papa
person
has
that's willing
always-
to put the time
Right.
into it since I'm retired.
And he's always wanted to be 25, guys, and I got
Kinda
the
know a little
opportunity
bit more.
to get this airplane, and I just couldn't. I couldn't resist myself for to surprise him for Father's Day with this airplane. So this was his Father's Day present from me. Pretty good Father's Day present, huh?
Yeah.
All right, let's flip it back over. Lori,
I
top
love
shot for a second while we.
Somebody's asking what size carbon tubes are on the.
I'm not 100% sure what the actual outside diameter of those spars are. We could look it up and find out for you though. I don't remember. So let's pick it up. Set that down. Yeah, that's okay. Tis how it is. So yeah. Anyway,
And it is going to be a labor of love to get it to the
it
field.
will.
guys.
It'll
This
be
is
a
not-
labor of love on this
This
plane.
is something that you're going to have to really think about before you decide
Jump in.
to pop on it. But you know where
Pop the wings back
a
on?
ruler is, or a stick,
Yeah, for what?
a measure stick,
How much you want?
oh, something to measure that with. Where's your
The whole thing?
ruler?
I don't know. I don't know where my ruler is. It's not in here.
Yeah,
Damn it, Wesley.
you usually have it in here.
I do, but I don't know where it is right now. I'm gonna pop the wings back on real quick, guys. Just so you can see it all back together.
We're going to give you some measurements, guys. But I guess all
Someone's
that,
asking what the wingspan is.
2,000 millimeters.
whatever that is.
It's the same size as the Flightline B-25 or whatever it is, 24. It's big. If you guys have ever seen the FMS Tigercat, I'm saying it's right there, same size as that. I don't know where my tape measure is. I'm sorry, it's not in here. It's probably out in the garage. Sorry. Ah, it's big though. I mean, like I said, let me see. Come get on the other side and help me pick it up, and let's show them how big it actually is. Let me push this. We're gonna stand it up this way for
Oh,
you.
really?
We're gonna come back with it a little bit. Just grab in front of the wing, whatever. Yeah. Let's go back before you tilt it. You're gonna hit the nose. There you go. I mean, it's big, guys. There you go. That's a pretty good shot of how big it is right now.
Let it down.
I mean,
It's 79 inches, just over 6 foot.
there you go. Just over 6 foot. But I mean, there it is with two guys standing here with
I'm
one,
6 foot tall.
and it's about to touch. So yeah, it's big. So watch the
And
nose.
it's pretty heavy. I mean, I'm
It's
amazed.
pretty good heft to
The
it. Yeah.
heft to it. I'm gonna say it weighs
Yeah,
8 pounds.
9 pounds. Yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere right in there.
somewhere like that.
Is Papa gonna weather? You betcha.
Well,
We're gonna get it flying first. This one's a little different than our normal airplanes. We're gonna make sure it's flying. We're gonna fly it before we go crazy on it. I did some of the cockpit detail and stuff that was easy, but before we go crazy and he spends 5 hours Papa dotting this airplane,
But after we have it,
Right.
or we're satisfied with the
Flying.
flyability of
Mhm.
this airplane, and we have assurance that we kind of have survivability.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
we'll probably end up. I'm gonna change the graphics on it to the Doolittle Raiders,
Yeah,
maybe.
I-
I like the ones that are on it, but I just kind of want something different.
The plane to me is worth the effort.
Yeah, it's worth it to me too, guys. Don't get too discouraged by what we've said. As far as the negatives, we just would like you to be honest with you. You know, I don't want to go out there and tell every guy out there to get this plane because it's not going to be for everybody. If you get one and you're not a modeler and you can't fix something, this isn't the right plane. But if you're willing,
Wait for somebody
else to make a
build
B-25.
one. I believe that as much as that,
I think
see
somebody's
them
going to come out with a
requesting
B-25 eventually.
that
too.
somebody will build this plane, and maybe we can help them build it. Maybe we can
Maybe
buy
one day.
our channel. Maybe we can
Who knows? One
help
day.
them do this. But there is There are so many people out there asking for a plane like this. I really believe within
and there are other B-25s on the
Yes,
market
they
right
are.
now. If you want a good flying B-25, I have the. Well, hell, I'll get it.
Well, there's a guy on Hobby Squawk.
There's the HSD now, which
If you look on Hobby Squawk, there's a guy that put on there a B-25. There's a discussion on the B-25, and at the very first they mentioned all the B-25s were out there available, and there are others. This one's possibly the most inexpensive of the rest of them.
So, I believe they still make this airplane. I know Eric Quinn, EQRC, still has one.
I got one.
Dad's got one. He's got the silver one. For you guys, this is the FMS. For size comparison. There's the FMS B-25. Whoops, bonk.
And the little plane flies
This
great.
plane
I
flies
love it.
great. If you have grass field, though, don't buy it.
Don't buy it. And you better not hit the front gear on it because it's got a crappy
Yep.
designed front gear on it. As long as you hit the mains and don't put any kind of pressure on the front gear, you're okay. But other than that, if you don't hit it correctly every time,
it's not that much smaller, honestly. But when you see them in person, the other one's a lot more impressive. But the FMS always flew great. But the gear where it's Achilles heel once again. There you go. There's the FMS again. It's old. I've had this one for a while and I bought it used, but it flies good. But yeah, if you hit the gear wrong on this plane, you will tear it up.
Yep.
Look at that.
You really need to have
Oh baby, there's Lori on the side.
a nice runway to drive that
Yep.
plane on.
This is definitely a paved surface airplane.
Yeah. But I still like the airplane.
I do too.
I will not get rid of mine. I like flying it. I just know what I have to do to take it home with me.
Gotta eat your Wheaties.
Thanks, George. We appreciate it. There went Wesley again.
No good way around that. I didn't want to walk around the backside of the airplane because there's no room. Hey, thanks for the super chat.
But you go into this one with your eyes open.
Yeah. And like I said, we've always said we want to be honest and review stuff honestly.
Well,
But-
and all of our honesty it's just what we've seen. And this airplane has been pre-owned, so you're seeing
Somebody else put it together.
well, somebody else put it together, and you're seeing somebody else landed it. So, and I'm thinking this person didn't really do.
I don't think they did a
landing
bad job either. The plane's in too perfect a condition to me thinking they crashed landed it.
Talking with the person that I met and bought this airplane from, he did not have a very nice field to fly from. It was grass. He kind of hinted to me that he knew it wasn't going to last that long.
Right.
He wasn't afraid to fly it. He just knew that it was kind of limited to how many flights he could put on it before he started working on it. Well, so
Yeah. But guys, like we said, if you really want a big B-25 and you're willing to put the effort in, I think this airplane is something you should look at. It is that good of a looking airplane, but just go into it with open eyes. West with a man bun. No, I have a mohawk right now, actually. Did you not see me get it when it was live? Is RC Informer in here? I see. Hey, Rich. Hey, Rich. All right, we were talking all about you a minute ago, Rich. If you guys want to see an excellent video on the assembly of this airplane, and he has a great flight video of this airplane already up.
beautiful flight.
Go check it out. Laura, you might be able to make him a moderator for a second so he can drop a link to his video. If he comes back up.
I will.
If Rich will comment something, we'll make it where he can drop a link to it.
Rich is a very detailed person,
Very.
and he does a very excellent job as far as describing these planes.
There he is.
And I'm with Wesley. You couldn't ask for somebody to give you a more detailed description of.
I guess Lori.
what this airplane can do and how it can fly. And he was very honest in his take on this plane.
Yep. And like we said, if you decide to get one, his build video is great. Rich, if you don't mind, drop a link to your flight video and to your build video of this. We really think that your build video was excellent for this airplane, and we'd like guys to see it if they're going to get one.
Another thing is that was one of the reasons, watching his build and his fly video was one of the reasons that we finally was okay to finally pull the switch on this one because of that.
So
because it looks like it flies great.
It looks like it flies great, yeah. And we're going to meet up with Rich eventually. We've been talking about it. Corona got in the way a little bit, but me and Rich were talking about it. He only lives in Orlando. We're only about an hour from each other, so I think we're going to plan to fly together. And what I'd really like to do is fly these two planes together. That would be neat, because he's going through right now and flying a lot of his older kits. And I think if we could do a reunion tour of these two planes together, that'd be really neat. I don't know if you're going to get the RC Informer inverted passes with these, but I think just a nice scale flight. You know, another neat thing about this airplane, though, is if you could fly it with him, the E-flite 1.2 millimeter Warbirds are actually in scale to this airplane. So the P-47 and the Corsair, the Mustang, the T-28, they're all in scale with this airplane, funny enough. So it'd be neat to fly them together, get up there with a P-47 or a P-51 and fly it with him while this plane's up in the air. That'd be a lot of fun. That's something I'd like to try.
But I will say, another thing that made me pull the trigger on this one was when we were talking with Alpha.
When his son said, "I'll pay for it," that made him pull the trigger. He didn't pull no trigger.
But one of the reasons that another thing that we possibly, Alpha said that this is pretty close to as large as he's going to build.
Right. This is
as large as
from the times that we've been on Motion RC's live shows and things. They said this one's pretty much. This is the limit of an RC plane in foam. They get too expensive once they get any bigger than
mold
this.
wise, I mean, it gets to be too many molds. I mean, all those molds.
All the little pieces.
And balsa is a lot easier to cut it out and stick it together.
And if you want a bigger one, the Hangar 9 is an absolutely gorgeous kit, and so is the VQ. If you haven't ever seen the VQ B-25, it's gorgeous. It's huge.
Well, now, another thing now, you can tell them that you bought the HE-111, right?
Yep, the Black Horse. So if you're into bombers right now, it's a good time to be at the Mary Boozer's channel, because we got the big B-25, and we also have the big HE-111 Black Horse coming. It's about the same size as this airplane. I think it's actually 1600 millimeters, so it may be a little smaller.
As big as this one.
It's close.
I think close, but it's
I think when we get them up beside each other, I think the wing is just a little smaller, but the fuse is the same size.
So we talked about that for a long time.
We got that. We also have the P-47 coming. The Nexa P-47. We're planning on unboxing maybe the P-47 next week. I might unbox the HE-111 next week. It kind of depends on what gets here. We are going to build the HE-111 first, though.
Yeah, well,
by request from everybody out there, I have had anybody that's found out about it said, build the HE-111 first. We've seen 1,000 P-47s. I've never seen an HE-111. So everybody's been asking me to build the HE-111 first. So I love the P-47, and I know I'm going to like flying a fighter a little bit more. But bombers lately have really been a neat thing to me. Between our B-24,
you know, twin engines were always my favorite, but a gas one always had that. I don't know, but there seemed like you had to become a real good pilot when one of these motors went out, and I never did see very many of them saved.
Oh look, Mike SSI says the 8-channel B-25 Super Fortress is on sale for $339 right now.
Really?
It must be the kit.
Yeah.
But I'd jump on one for that.
I'd jump on one. Well, you're gonna put another $200.
You're gonna have another $200 if it's the kit. I don't. Where are you getting that price from too? So
I got it right here on sale, $339.
From who?
Banana.
Really?
But what does it come with? Does it say what it comes with?
Is there any stock on it for that?
Let's see, package requires
We'll pop it up on the screen. Share with the class.
Yeah, I guess I can do
Here we
it.
go. Lori's gonna
Share
pop
with
it
the
on.
class.
Man, for the
Everybody
price, I'd jump all over this,
Is
guys. If I didn't have one
Now,
sitting in
what
front of me
always
right
scares
now.
me about banana is the shipping. So
Yeah, we don't know if you get free
It
shipping.
comes
or not.
with the airplane kit, servoless metal screw retract system, and a user manual.
Okay, so you don't get any servos. All right, so there it is on the screen, guys. If you want the kit right now,
comes with a retract.
$300 and what is it?
$39.
$339 through Banana Hobbies right now. Don't forget, you're gonna have to put your own power system and your own servos in it. But I think the kit would be the way to go. If I didn't find this one used, we really were talking about buying the kit and building one. Because then I would tell you, if you do that, FMS Tigercat power system, 16S 5000 in this thing. I fly 8 minutes on that battery in the Tigercat. It's going to be even more efficient in this airplane. One thing I would recommend though, if you go 6S, do not fly it hot. There is no spar in this wing. I know it had the metal tubes, but they only go to here.
Yeah, they only go to here.
There's not
nothing
actually
in
a
here.
spar from here to over
And
there.
Rich
You
actually
add
did
one if you
put
get
a
this plane.
spar in it.
If the plane wouldn't have been put together already, I probably would have put a spar in it. That'd been one thing I would have liked to done. It probably won't come apart if you're flying it nice and calm, but if you had a 6S power system in this airplane, it'd be pretty easy to overstress that wing.
So you might want to look at putting a
Spar in it somehow,
in here.
and I don't think you'd have an issue with it. But there you go. I mean, hey, for the price, if you're willing to do the model work on it, it's a pretty neat airplane. And I
Well,
mean,
if you just want to have a B-25 and you want to put the
A
effort
big
into it,
one.
then
yep,
But
that
just go into it with your eyes open.
yeah, for $329 or whatever we said it was right then,
329.
$329. That is pretty good because the FMS Tigercat is $600, $339. So let's say you had to buy the motors, the ESCs, and all the servos. I'm gonna say $200. You're gonna have $500 in the plane when you get done, but you're gonna have a $500 plane. It's
Well,
nice. I mean, it's
You're
huge.
gonna have to buy all the extensions.
Yeah, extensions. Yeah, there is a lot of stuff you gotta
can't
buy.
You might have 600.
Yeah. That's
It's gonna be.
it's what are you willing to put into one?
Yeah.
That's how this all comes. I don't care what it is. It's like the HE-111. That plane was $380 something, and then I have to buy all the extensions and the servos and the motor and the ESC still. So I mean, that plane's going to end up being $700 by the end of it. Fred Barron, thanks, man. Guys, I haven't said it enough. Thank y'all so much for getting us there. We're at 3,000 subscribers. We are going to be doing our giveaway. As we told you, though, it's going to be top secret, and it's just going to happen randomly one night. And it might be tonight, it may be next week, it could be the week after, it could be 4 weeks from now. We don't know yet. It's just going to
Just keep
find
coming
out.
by.
And when it happens, just remember it's going to be for you guys. And the reason we're going to do it random is because we want it to be for you guys. We don't want to tell anybody about it, nothing. Because I don't want to have 10,000 rando people in here whenever we do it. I want to have my group of guys that comes here to watch our show every week. And that is why we're not promoting it. If you have seen it on Facebook or anything, I really haven't promoted that we're giving away that airplane. It's for you guys. And like I said, it's going to be random one night when we give away. And speaking of 3,000 subscribers, 2 of our friends this week hit 1,000. So their first milestone, we got Dave's RC and the RC Air Marshal. You guys know both of them. Our community knows all these guys too. But we want to say congratulations. They hit their 1,000 subscriber goals. They can officially monetize and have stories and all the fun stuff that comes with finally unlocking most of the potential of YouTube. Now you got to look forward to is 10,000. You get your merch shelf and you get subscriptions.
10,000. That's a lot.
I don't know. Yeah,
That's
it's a long way. And then after that, you're on to 100,000, and at that, you get your plaque.
But you know, it was last.
It's
summer,
funny how fast it goes, though. If you
But
think about
last
it.
summer, when I come back from that trip, we hit 1,000.
Yeah, it was about 6 months in, we hit
So
1,000.
it's been a year since we did that.
So we've grown about twice as fast since we hit the 1,000 to get the 3. So hopefully you guys, I hope y'all grow just as fast. And then Kenny hit 1,000 too. Hangar 51, he hit it a few weeks ago. The guy that can do live shows for 8 hours straight. I don't know how he does it.
I'd be dead.
I'd be dead. He gets off at 8 in the morning after he gets on at 10 o'clock at night, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh Lord.
But excuse me, everybody's getting there. I'm happy to see the whole community going together and doing a win.
Now,
A good job.
let me give you a little bit of hint about this airplane. I'm going to be kind of slow on this, guys. So
Yeah, this one's
is
not going to
not
happen
gonna-
fast.
And we're coming along to the summer,
Hmm.
and if the virus doesn't spread too much, and I can get out, we're going to go off on a little bit more trip like we did last year. Not as long. We're going to go to Tennessee, and then maybe in October we're going to head back to Texas. So this is going to be the tweener, in-betweener for me.
Yeah.
And then of course we'll be working.
We got
on
that
these
HE
other-
111 to build.
So,
I mean, the HE 111, we're going to be all hands on deck to get that one done pretty quick. There's a lot more to put one of those together
Yeah,
than
yeah.
most.
I mean, I'll be coming over here to help Wesley do that. Of course, I am retired, but
I'm not though.
Yeah, so I can't just guarantee you I can wiggle my nose and we'll have this thing
So-
flying.
Just to let you know, guys, we're very happy to have it, but just don't be in a hurry to see this one fly because we're going to make sure it's right too. And it's just, it could be after the summer before this airplane actually flies. It just
Yeah.
could be.
Are we? I'm not planning on making videos of what I'm correcting
No.
on this unless I do something different than Rich Baker did.
I really feel like if you guys want one of these, it's not worth us putting the time into a video because Rich did such an excellent job on his.
Like I say, unless I do something different that I think might be worthy of it, then I won't tell you.
And
I'll
I mean,
just
he
do
really
what he
did do a
did.
good job.
I
In
agree.
here, he's added screws and plates to make this fit better. I mean, he
He's added
really
stuff to
has
keep this
gone
from
over
going
most of
down.
it. Maybe on the retracts if Dad decides to do something in there.
If I
He
find
take
something-
pictures. We post it on Hobby Squawk. If we find something, we'll let you know about it.
Yeah.
If we figure something out. But
Yeah.
it's built already. We don't want to do. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a build guy. I don't do build videos very well. I'm gonna do one for the Black Horse plane, but it's gonna be more of a live show. We're gonna play clips about how we put it together. I've just learned that I'm not very good at building on camera. I fumble and I don't know. It's just not my thing.
James did it on.
James is a good guy at doing it, man. He could make it.
But
And that's
everybody-
another reason I don't do build videos on all these motion planes. James's are fantastic. Why do another
on
one?
Friday he did the OV-10 and everybody was kind of bashing him a little
Man,
bit.
I felt
thought he
bad.
did
I think he did a hell of a job
I'll tell you
because
what,
I've
guys.
been there and it's hard.
Turn the
It-
camera on and start building.
It's like
and see
that
what
little
happens.
F-22 last week that I built on the channel. Man, it's harder than it looks because you've got the pressure of doing it
Yeah.
right in front of everybody.
And no matter, it could be the most
simple thing in the world, you're gonna
and
screw
you
something
can't-
up.
You can't make it fit for nothing, or
Nope.
you can't it's just amazing.
Nope. Yep.
So,
So this week, just to let you know, we've got finishing up the E-Flight 1.2 Warbirds. I don't have an Airacobra, so I couldn't do that one. But this week is the Spitfire. If I can possibly get out and refilm I'd like to refilm the T-28 again. That's the only one of the 1.2s aside from the Airacobra that I haven't been able to do on the new filming. We do have videos of it from the past, but I was trying to do all the 1.2
yeah, but that's the
Warbirds.
video I did on the 1.2 T-28. So when I did, I was flying it in the retract.
And the retract
Down.
stuck, and you had to belly
I was
land it.
messing with that because something fell apart or something.
But I'd like to do that one just to kind of complete the series again. I hope you all have noticed too, we've really been trying hard in the last few weeks to up our production quality. We have a tank video coming out that I really recommend you guys watch. We're very proud of how the edit's going right now. Loria's getting excellent at it. We bought some new equipment. Here, I'll show you. It's pretty neat. Let me show you this thing. Not to get off subject too much.
Here we go down the rat
Here we
hole.
go down the rat hole. Some of you guys like this stuff though, but we invested in a really good camera slider. Am I on screen here?
Yep.
Yeah, so this makes the nice smooth slider shots. Anyway, just to show you. And it just makes really pretty shots, and then Lori's editing the music now. I hope you guys can notice. It's pretty cool. But anyway, we bought that. Thank you, everybody. That was part of our YouTube money this month. We try and invest our YouTube money back into the channel as often as possible, and thus that's why we have that. And then Lori got a new piece for her shoulder mount. She's got her shadow box now. Help cut down on sun glare. So, you know, most of the time, guys, our YouTube money that you guys donate to us goes right back into the channel. We bought some quick connects for the cameras. And then we bought 2 airplanes. So that's always a good start too. Them balsa planes aren't cheap.
Now, this one we traded an airplane.
This one we did trade. So this one, Papa got lucky because I found this by a guy contacting me that he wanted my Flex Innovation C-170. So I actually traded my 170 for this. To let you know how much I like this plane, that was a $600 night version that I gave him for this.
Yeah.
And that plane flew perfect. I didn't have to fix anything. But it wasn't a B-25.
But another thing is a lot of time when you get to be a modeler, you like to have a challenge.
Yeah. Well, and to be honest, the Flex plane flew great. But it's still a Cessna at the end of the day, and I was like, it's not my thing. You guys that really know me know that I'm a Warbird guy before I'm anything else. If I had a choice between a B-25 or an F-18, give me the B-25 all day long. I'm a Warbird guy. If I wish that Warbirds were still kicking as good as jets are now, because I miss, you know, it feels like it's for every 10 jets we see a Warbird, and it's the same P-51 again. And I hope that they break the mold a little bit, and I'd like to see something. I'd like to see a Zero right now. We don't have a good foam Zero. FMS made a good one that's hanging up there, but it was only 1,200 millimeters. I'd like to see one that's in the same size as the Corsair and the Spitfire from Motion RC. I really like the FMS P-47 was excellent.
I thought Flightline would bring out another 1,600.
Yeah, they probably will in the future, but
don't know what they're going to. I just thought that they'd bring another one out. But
I don't know right now.
But that was a line that they kept going. Let's see.
We liked it. Spitfire and the Corsair. I'd like to see some access planes now.
So
it'd be neat to see a BF-109 would be really neat.
That size, yes.
In a big size like that. The FMS one was always one on my radar, and I just never got around to getting the BF-109 from them.
But at the end of the day,
that might have been it was BF-109.
These guys that's building these almost have to have a sure chance
right,
that they're going to sell enough of them to make it worth them building.
And Warbirds aren't the big thing anymore.
Nope.
Everybody wants a jet, so man, you know the jet I see all the time, people asking for that I'd like to see too is a Raffle, which you probably don't even know what that is. Anyway, it's a neat airplane, and I'd like to see one of those. Eurofighter, I'd love to see make a comeback. The Eurofighter Motion had one, and I'd love to see it come back. That was a really neat airplane.
I hate to say it, but I'm pretty well satisfied.
I'm pretty satisfied too, to be honest, but I like them all.
I got my OV10.
He got his OV10.
I got my B-25. So
you did. The 2 airplanes Dad has really wanted this year. Motion brought out the OV10, which he wanted the OV10, and they brought out the big balsa one, and he was like, I don't want to spend the time and the money to get that one, because the big OV10 is $1,200, and if you want a big OV10, it's a great airplane, but nothing beats $400 and take it out of the box and slap the screws in.
I'm getting lazy. The older I get, the lazier I get.
It sure is nice to have that 4 screws.
I kind of like this one already built. And all I have to do is tinker with some of the stuff on it.
Yeah,
that's really better.
He really has got his wish this year with his planes. He wanted a B-25 and he wanted an OV-10.
About that OV-10. And why I like the OV-10,
it's going to be an easy flying airplane.
I know everybody says, oh, well, it's just going to be just like a trainer. It doesn't have to be.
It didn't have to be.
You can make that thing really
and then you got
fun stuff.
Not only did he get this and that, you're a kind of a bomber, a twin engine guy now. So you got the OV-10, he got this, and he got the FMS Tigercat. He's got the Flightline Tigercat.
Man, that is a machine. Now.
It is. I will say.
I haven't been able to fly it yet, but You talk
I
about
fly it and it flew good.
that scale. I mean,
Yeah.
that quality in
If,
this airplane.
if
would be
this
awesome.
plane was the same quality as the FMS Tigercat, they wouldn't be able to keep this one. That FMS Tigercat, for you guys that have been on the fence about an FMS Tigercat, I know it's expensive. That is, bar none, the best foam warbird ever produced. I mean, it is beautiful.
It is beautiful.
And if you've got the $600 and you're not going to buy the $329 kit of this, and you want one that just comes out of the box and it's beautiful,
You know,
I mean, it has every rivet on the wing.
I got it. Every
And he
one
put
of
a silver dot on every one of them.
There's
There's
a
a
ton of them.
ton of them. And
Don't
but the
break 'em.
retracts on it are super beefy and metal, and it's just, I mean, I can't agree more that airplane.
And it has performance. I mean,
We try and be honest with you guys, and that airplane, if $600, same price for this airplane as that one, you're crazy if you don't buy the Tigercat instead of this airplane right now. I'm just saying, unless you're dead set on a B-25.
Then yeah, I understand.
But if you're paying full $600 retail,
Go with
I
it.
would buy the FMS. You're gonna have a lot better time.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but
It'd be kind of neat if we could figure out how to put the retracts in here from the FMS.
Yeah, but the doors, all the bomb doors, and
know.
all this stuff.
It's hard.
I think I'd rather just tear this out and see how to
Just fix
strengthen
it,
this
yeah.
up myself.
Fair enough.
But that's me.
Yeah, RCM Foreman has a lot of great videos on it. He said, and I've talked to Rich several times about it, and he says if he could only have one,
An airplane.
if he could have one, and he'll tell it to you. I don't care what day of the week or what year it is. If he could have one airplane, it'd be the Tigercat from
That's what he
FMS.
said.
And I have to agree, that is one fantastic plane. I don't know if it'd be my choice though. I sure do like that 1600mm Corsair.
Yeah, I wish we, a lot of people.
If I could only have one, I'm just saying. The Tigercat's good, but I don't know.
Like
hard.
you said, this is one of those airplanes you take to the field and you get the.
This is an ooh-ah plane, yeah.
Ooh-ah
This
plane.
probably isn't going to be your everyday flyer, but
It's
you
the
know,
ooh-ah
when we go to
plane.
Ceph, if we go to Ceph this year and we go to Joe Nall, this is a plane you pull out and everybody goes, ooh, I don't know, look at the size of that. It's B-25.
Yeah. Well,
It's like our B-24. When I take that out, the whole place always stops and watches it. So it's not your common warbird.
I've always wanted to do this airplane in the ruptured duck from the Doolittle Raiders.
Yeah, that'd be
ruptured
neat.
duck.
That'd be neat, and we can. That's
Yeah.
my thing. I think there's the other nice thing about a B-25 is it reminds me of the Airliner. When the Airliner came out and they had the base paint job, I think if this came out in green with no stickers on it, there would be a million different
Yeah,
designs for
Callie
this.
would
Callie
go.
could go nuts on a B-25.
Well, what they, my thing is bring it out in silver, and you can always paint it green. if
Yeah,
you
that's
wanted
true.
to.
Silver would probably be a better base for anything.
And
I don't know.
Paint it green. I mean, green and gray. it's
I'm
not
happy
hard.
we got one. I'm happy, That's how it is. Anyway, if I could have one airplane, it'd be the E-Flight F-16. I agree with you, Galvin. That's a good one. But I just told y'all, I'm more of a warbird guy. I'll take a warbird any day of the week over a jet.
That's
I can
awesome.
fly them, and I like flying them, but I tell you what, Lori today, guys, has been impressing me with this video. I can't wait for you to see this tank video. She really has been editing like crazy, and she's getting good at it.
So is that one coming out on Wednesday?
Oh, I'm telling him. No, this one's coming out on Thursday as long as Wesley gets his lazy butt in here and finishes the voiceover.
Yeah.
So the video's done, but I got to sit in here with a microphone and watch it and talk along. This is when we're taking this off. This is when we're doing this. Do we sound different tonight too? We did rearrange some of the shop. I moved all our lights up by about 3 feet, and our microphone's about 3 feet up there now too. So hopefully y'all can hear us. What?
Dude, this is like the chicks are going crazy.
The chickens are going crazy right now. They're still in the living room for about another week. They don't like it when I'm yelling, and I yell when I talk to you guys. I don't know why, but I do, and my throat gets dry.
He has to get it from one end of the country to the other.
That's right. I have to yell this
How many
loud
do we
so I can
have
get it
in
to the other
this,
side of the country.
Lori,
Huh?
how many do we have in?
It says 32.
Oh, that can't be
32.
right.
I don't know if it's been a little weird. to me.
YouTube's been kind of weird lately. I doubt there's 32 people in here. We usually average in the 80s. I don't really believe it. But whatever,
They'll
maybe
drop us a number in a second.
maybe people don't like our LX plane. Who knows?
Maybe they dropped out because we didn't give away that airplane.
That's right. Maybe they got tired of us because we didn't give away an airplane. Who knows? Inertia RC. Good to see you, man. That guy's got real tanks in real life.
All right.
I mean, he owns some real tanks.
Real tanks.
It's pretty neat, yeah. So, guys, I mean, I've said my piece on it. I want y'all to know that over the next few, this one's probably going to be a few months out before we really do the review on this and fly this airplane.
Well, it's just because we're getting into summertime.
July, Dad leaves on his trip, and he's going for a month.
We leave on the 8th, and we'll probably be back around the end of July.
Right.
I
So
won't
just
be able
like
to
you
do
saw
anything
last
there.
year, summertime is Dad's time where he goes on trips. They like to get away
Short
from
time
Florida.
here in August, and we're gonna go.
Yeah.
My mom has to go to her beach thing. And
Yeah.
then-
So summertime's always hard with Dad because he travels with Mom. They are retired and they go on vacation. I can't blame them at all. If I was retired and could do it, I'd do it too. But you know, that'll be the time that you'll see me working on a lot of these airplanes by myself.
I don't know. It just depends.
We'll have to see.
Things go together.
Yeah, we don't know until he starts tearing into it. And like I said, I'm going to be pretty focused for the next few weeks on a HE-111 because I'm going to try and get it
Well,
done.
see, there's another
James
thing. I'm
is-
gonna come over here and help him too.
Right,
So.
James is talking about coming down in into June or beginning of July and filming with us, and I'd like to have that airplane done when he comes. And we've got
James don't want to see.
James
this.
don't wanna see
He
this
don't
when he's
give a
here.
crap about this one.
but you know we've got the Storch that we want to get flight video from him so they can use that on motion, and you know we've got other projects that we got to
Well, let's tell him
you
why
can-
James is coming. James is coming down here because most of the stuff has been canceled, and this.
Right, they
you know,
they've been canceled Joe Nall and stuff, and we want to get some filming. I was going to go to Joe Nall, we were going to fly there. It was going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, you know, he's always a fun guy to be around.
Oh, yeah.
and
We get along like
And,
we get along
you
great.
know, guys, we like motion stuff, so
Yep.
I'm just gonna.
We're
be
honest.
with you.
You know,
I like motion stuff. We like James, so it's real easy to do what is going to happen here.
I always swore I'd never have an LX model, and here I got
Here
one.
it is, right?
But like I said, I'm going to be dead honest with you. I,
You can blame this one on Papa.
this is what Dad's dream
I
plan.
don't. I might not have 5 years. I might be around here still in 5 years, but you know, I've watched a lot of old guys getting to be my age, and they lose their ability.
So he
to
wants
fly,
to have
so
his
I wanna-
B-25. You know?
I'm gonna do this one because of
It was
time.
worth me getting it for him to enjoy it. So
We said
that
it,
was
but
my.
you can blame this one on it.
It's fine. You know, I don't mind. I'll review anything, but I already know that their customer service isn't there to support this airplane. If you're looking for the same quality as you've come to expect from Motion or Horizon Hobby or Arrows or any of the guys that we're used to, just don't expect that going into this airplane. And that's my honest opinion. You could buy stuff from Banana and you're going to get it and it probably will work, but just you're not going to get parts. Yes.
They want to see you take the wingtips off again because somebody missed that part.
Somebody wants to see the wing. Well, I can just slide it off real quick.
Somebody asked me where I'm going. I'm going to Tennessee in July.
So we'll slide the wing halves off again
Be
for you.
from one end of the state to the other. Another couple of
Almost dropped it.
and then
All the hinges actually are hinges too, FYI.
I will be going to Texas
Yeah,
in
let me-
October.
Let me have the
That's
camera
the
for a second. I'll
plans at the
show
present
that.
moment.
Lori, can you do
I
that
don't
cam
want
for
to
a
come
second?
off.
Just so you know, guys, this is actually hinged too. These aren't foam hinges. They actually have embedded hinges on this. And to show you the mounting points, it's got an aluminum spar, and a pin that goes in
Kinda
here,
always a little bit.
and then 3 of these.
Oh, there we go.
And he's taking that side off. And so you can see it. They come off on the edges of the nacelles, so you don't have to take all the motors apart.
Yeah, these are aluminum.
We'll give y'all all a good once over real quick again before we cut this off. We're coming to the end of the show tonight, but we'll give you one last look around the airplane. It does actually have really nice details in the inside. And
It's
we'll
got
show
landing lights. And
landing lights and wingtip navigation.
Another thing Rich showed you. What
Yeah,
to
Rich
do
fixed this too on
to
his.
keep these from flopping out and all this stuff. You see how they get loose and they want to do this?
Yeah, he embedded a piece of wood right here on
Yeah.
top.
He'll show you how to do that too, but that keeps that all in there at the same time and it don't pull out like this is doing.
Okay.
Someone wants to know if you're going to fix all the panel lines too.
We like the way they look. I know that some guys don't like these big panel lines and they want them to be smaller for the scale masters, but we don't.
Nah, I'm
Dad will probably draw them on. He usually does. Add some stuff, add some rivets, but we kind of like it. It's close enough for us gals. Apache Princess once again. I did take the canopy off. It's only 4 screws to get this off. It's not glued on. And I was able to paint the interior to give you a good view. That wood box down in there, I painted that, and the little seat where he sits, and the gun. I added that gray there on all the ammo boxes. I really thought that looked neat. Like I said, I've actually been pretty impressed with this airplane. Give you another shot of that nose retract. Very scaled wheel and tire and the whole system. And now the light's really hitting this good too, so I guess I can show you that.
Yeah, in a way, it's a really shame that they didn't do a little bit more to this and charge just a little bit more.
A little bit more. I would have happily paid $100 more to have all the issues not be issues. You know?
That's exactly my thoughts. But
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
And like I said, we're going to change the props because these are El Crapola. They are super, super
Whoever
thin.
said they look like electric flies that go in the inside is right. I mean,
Yeah, look at the props. They are.
Whoa,
That is why everybody recommends you change the props because they give so much. So anyway, there it is, front view. Oh, me and Dad aren't over there anymore.
Nope. I walked down the...
That's okay. Well, guys, I really hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. I feel like I've kind of said my piece on the plane. We're looking forward to you guys seeing the videos to come out over the next few weeks. Me and Lori have really been working hard on learning some new techniques with editing and filming, and I hope you guys have noticed it in some of our latest videos and our thumbnails. We've been really focusing on those. Everything we do is to try and make your viewing experience better. And I hope you guys really are going to enjoy the balsa planes. Last time we did a balsa build, a lot of guys were really into it. I'm going to try and do a much better job of documenting this build though. And I'm sorry about the birds right now, they're going nuts. But we're going to try and give y'all updates on the live shows, on what we're doing. I'm going to really try and focus on getting a good Hobby Squad forum up on this one of how the actual build's going. So if you want to follow along, this is going to be a really good one to follow along on. And at the end of this, we should have an HE-111 that's absolutely gorgeous. And as long as I don't do what I did with the Storch and crash it on the Maiden, we're going to be good.
We've got to get, here it is, it's almost the 1st of June, and we don't know exactly when James is coming.
We're going to be trying to build as fast as we can, but I'm still going to get parts and everything here. So I want to try and do it, yeah. So we'll see. Well, guys, without further ado, I've had a wonderful evening tonight. We're going to go try and finish our dinner. We tried to scarf as much of it as we could before the show started, but we just ran out of time. We always appreciate you guys coming by the channel, and we really, really, really are thankful for all of you that hit that subscribe button and help push us to 3,000. Now we're on to 5,000's our next big one. So anyway.
5,000.
5,000, and then we go to 10,000's the next big one after that for milestones.
I'd probably be dead by that time.
Well, you never know. We've done 3,000 in a year, Dad. A year and a half, maybe. But I mean, we've been kicking it. So.
I sometimes wonder how do you get there.
Lori's giving me dirty looks.
What do we need?
Dirty looks.
What? Can we see the chickens? They sound so cute. Grab one.
We'll grab one.
There you go. Lori's gonna go grab
There's
one.
only 2 of them.
There's 4.
Oh, there's 4 of them. No wonder we're having all the chick.
They're probably gonna poop. If you've never had a baby
You did
chicken
that
before,
last week.
if you never had a baby chicken before, all they do is eat and poop. Kind of like a human baby, but
And they don't
ever
have
quit
brains.
doing it. They don't have a lot of brains. They are very cute. We'll let you see the baby chicken before we cut this out. Papa, stop talking like that. Yeah, exactly. Quit talking like that. Stop saying you're going to be dead.
Well, you get that way when you get a little bit in your late 60s. I hope to be here forever and a day, but I just know I keep having eye issues. My teeth seem to be wanting to try to fall apart. So, you know, it's kind of gives you, oh, that's a great one. There.
Getting bigger by the day. Did you get pooped on?
Nope. Just
Not
trying to
yet.
get it comfortable.
It's okay. Just walk it up there in front of the camera.
No, no.
Don't fly on the airplane. Well, that's a nice butt shot.
Turn around.
Oh, the dog wants that one so bad.
There you go. Baby chicks.
It's not very much of a baby anymore.
No, it's getting pretty good size now. Oh, baby. There you go. Baby chickens.
I guarantee you don't see chickens on all RC channels.
That's
all
right.
out.
You don't see too many chickens on the RC channels, do you? All right, look.
But at least it flies.
That's right. It flies. Yeah.
It fly anyway.
Who's messaging me? Moderators. I'll talk to y'all later about whatever's going on.
We can't get out of here yet. Lori's
Lori's gone, so you got our pretty faces for a little bit longer, but we are wrapping it up, guys. We really have appreciated you guys that come by every week and watch us. Me and Dad have had a wonderful time. Lori even. She may not always admit it because we put her butt to work, that's for sure, but you know, we can't ask for much better. I get to play with my airplanes.
And I apologize, guys. I don't want to be morbid about it, but there comes a time
There
in
does.
your life that you know that you're not going to be able to do things.
RC airplanes are something you can only do realistically into your 60s and 70s, and even at 70s you're starting to push just because your eyes and your reflexes go away. And we hate to say it, but we've seen too many of our friends go down this path where it gets to a certain point where you're crashing everything you touch, and you just have to hang it up. But the good news is now you can go into battleships with that. Battleships and tanks and...
As I've always said,
That's-
a man's got to know his limitations. Somebody said that.
But-
I think it was old Clint Eastwood said that, and it really makes sense. You got to know your limitations.
But realistically, your RC experience never has to stop. Airplanes just get to where, as you get older, they get to where you can't keep up with it. They're
Can't see it.
Can't
Don't have
see
the
it.
reflex.
But I
Reaction
love
time.
the tanks and the boats because even when that happens, you can still sit in your hobby shop with your magnifying giant glasses on and paint on your boat or whatever else, and still have a good hobby. You know, so I love the boats.
I'll
they're great.
always, as long as I'm above dirt, I'll have some kind of RC something.
Yeah, and you know he'll even when you do quit flying, you can still come with us
you know,
and
the
enjoy
good
it.
news is if I can't fly, he can, so I
He can still enjoy the hobby with us. So.
There's been a lot of older guys back in the day when I was young man. There was a lot of older guys just enjoyed building.
Mhm.
They couldn't fly anymore, but they sure could build.
Oh yeah, and some of them
And
could
they
really
would
build.
really build some nice stuff. And,
So Papa will keep building for us even after that
well,
time. We'll put him to work.
we'll try.
We'll try.
I really look forward to helping Wesley with future. I
Future.
think he's just going to keep growing with all the stuff that he's going to be into. So maybe I can have a little bit of hand in what he's doing,
Yeah.
and I'll be happy.
Well, guys, like I said, we've tried to do this a few times tonight, but we're bad about never getting off. So without further ado, we're going to let you guys go. Go check all your friends out. There's a show every night of the week, and 2 or more of them just hit 1,000, so they're real YouTubers now. And we're going to let y'all go. So without further ado, 5, 4, 3,
Thanks for coming by,
2,
guys.
1. Yep, thank y'all so much. Bye.
Next week.